Good morning. Today is Saturday, November 18th, and it's pushing 11:30. Little late start by my standards, but I had other stuff I had to do. I am at the Rockland Road trailhead of the Sandy Creek Trail, also part of the North Country Trail. And the mission today is there's some land up here that's owned by a conservancy that I found one of the boundary markers, but I'm not sure where the other one is. So I got about 2 miles to go to get to the boundary marker I know, and then my plan is to try to find the other boundary marker to see exactly where this property is, because it has frontage along Sandy Creek, East Sandy Creek, which I'd like to maybe find a place to camp in there, because you are permitted to camp there. So that's what I'm going to try and do today. We'll see how this pans out. It's about 44 degrees, nice sunny day, good day for a walk. So come on, let's go. Well, already I screwed up. I thought I was wearing clothes with no pockets, so I hid my keys in my Jeep. So I start walking up the trail and instinctively go to stick my hand in my sweatpants pockets. Hey, I am wearing pants with pockets in them. So I went back and got my keys and locked the Jeep up. Not that there's anything in there worth stealing, but you never know. What's not valuable to me might be valuable to somebody else. Here, I'll shoot you around and let you look into the sun. Not that you'll see anything. Nice and warm when you're in the sun, but boy, when I get up here around the corner, it's shady, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty cool. I am 9/10 of a mile in, and right here is the property boundary of the game lands. Game lands 28A. As evidenced by this sign. So that means from here until that conservancy boundary, there's definitely no camping, because you're not allowed to camp on game lands. Everything I just passed back there was private property, and there weren't any no trespassing signs, but there were fishing permitted signs, walk in only, no overnight camping, no fires. So basically, unless you got a fishing pole, stay off of it. So game lands goes on up here a little bit, and I was certainly right. As soon as I got out of the sun, it really got cold and clammy. Not helped by the fact that it rained quite a bit yesterday. Okay, well, I have a mark to where this conservancy land starts, but I have to go beyond that to find the other end, hopefully. Right there's another game lands. Now that says that's the boundary, and it has a white blaze. So is the boundary back there, or is the boundary here? Well, at any rate, I'm in game lands. Now I'm at where that little picnic pavilion is, with the posted signs and the nice stairway, and it's got fishing permitted signs too, but also no trespassing signs. Over there is a fishing permitted sign. There's a no trespassing sign. But there's also a sign that says not for bike trail use, so yeah, interpret that how you like. But is this this must be a little patch of privately owned property in the middle of the game lands, is all I can figure. Very confusing. But that's not what I'm looking for anyway. But onward we go. I am at 1.5 miles from where I parked, and this is where the gas line crosses Sandy Creek. This goes on over across the Rockland Road, and eventually it crosses the river just down from the Danner campground in Kennerdale. And where it goes from there, I'm not really sure. It must go over through Polk and Ray Milton, maybe Sandy Lake. I'm not sure how far it goes, but there's the other end, and I'm pretty sure that comes out of the van substation just down the road from my house. I'm gonna have to look on Google Maps, see if I can figure that out. I don't know why I never thought of doing that sooner. But stuff like that kind of intrigues me. Well, I should be getting pretty close to my boundary, the one boundary at least. But as far as I know, well, I just saw a posted sign, so that was on the other side of the trail though. I think I'm back in private property. I just passed the 4.5 mile marker of the bike trail right back there. And that's where I had the mark for the one property boundary with a sign on a tree, but now it's not there unless I somehow marked it wrong, because I'm 2 miles in from where I parked. And I'm looking, I don't see any other signs on trees. Oh man. Yeah, I'm back in the shade again, and it's a little warmer than it was, but not much. Well, let's keep looking. Right there's a walk-in fishing sign. So that's got to be private property. That pin must have ended up in the wrong place somehow. I'm determined to figure this out. Guess I'm going to walk a little further than I anticipated. You probably can't see it, and I'm not going to walk up there, but right there's a corner blaze with the Seneca Resources sign on it. So that's the gas company. So probably from the gas line to there at least, and probably on the other side too, is theirs. Surely that sign's not gone. Surely I didn't mismark it by that much. All right, here we go. Conserved by Allegheny Valley Conservancy. Now, which boundary this is, I'm not sure. I'm not going to erase that other one I had yet, but until I'm sure which one's which. But I sure didn't see anything on down there, but I'm going to mark this one. And I'm looking down here along the creek bank, and if there's a way to get down there, you could probably camp down there. It looks pretty flat. Tent, yeah. Hammock, I'd have to go down there to see. All right, I gotta mark this. I didn't see this one before, but this is only like 50 feet from the other one. And down there in the woods, there's pink ribbons on the trees. I guess there's a pink ribbon right here. So this must be the boundary. I'm not sure which way that is. Let's see. It's pushing noon. The sun's at my back. Yeah, so this way must be sort of south, I guess. Okay, I'm going to mark this one. This one's got to be the edge because there's all these ribbons. There's a little tributary that runs into East Sandy right down there. That must be the boundary. I am 2.3 miles from where I parked. And either this is new or I never paid attention, but I was told there was a placard put up by the Conservancy, and here it is. All right, if that box is the property and that star is where I am at, it must go on that way a little ways. Here's a nice bench if you want to take a rest. Right down there is East Sandy. If you want to break your neck getting down there. Let's continue on, see what else we can find. There's a bike trail mile marker right up here. I'm trying to think what this one would be. Either 4.5 or 5 maybe. Let's see, 2, and I've gone 2. Yeah, it's 5. So mile marker 5. Let's keep going, see if we can find some more signs. I'm not too far beyond that mile marker 5, and I found this, and then not probably 35 feet away, I find this. The Bear Run Hunting Club. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. And, well, geez. Okay, right in line with that other, with this tree. Here's another AVC sign. But, okay, here, running in a straight line right down through there, we got red blazes, orange blazes, pink marking tape. So, okay, right back there, there's a big rock that's like turned up on its side. It almost looks like somebody intentionally put it there. Looks like something you'd see in somebody's yard with their name carved on it. That's really close to the boundary probably. Now then, to get down to the creek, it's not too god-awful steep right here, but man, it's wet down in there. You got the floodplain right there. Looks like maybe the creek splits off up in there in high water and comes into here. Well, this is getting marked as the other boundary. I'm back to that placard, and I think I said this before, but the 5 mile mark for the bike trail is right there. That's 5 miles from the river, and that would be what, 2.5 from Rockland Road. Okay, there's clearly a sign right there and no ribbons. Well, I want to verify where the other boundary of this thing is, because I had it marked somewhere else. What's this over here? All right, I thought the boundary of this thing was the creek. But there's a conservancy sign on that tree. And on up there at the top of the hill, I can see a no trespassing sign. And I can see a ribbon on a tree. So it must go on this side of the trail a little bit too. Oh, great, now I got to start watching both sides. There's the sign, AVC sign. Okay, I guess I'm watching both sides of the trail now. Here's a sign on the other side of the trail, the side opposite the creek. I'm not real sure on my bearings here, but it's about 1 o'clock and the sun's right there, so it's southish. And then on up there I see, well, right here, there's 3 pink ribbons, property line, and there's a posted sign right up there. So the boundary must be just a little bit crooked, because I had a mark for the other boundary down here just a little ways. Let me verify know what this one says. Yeah, this is the first one I found with the pink ribbon on the tree branch. And then there's a pink ribbon. There's another property boundary. And there's a white diamond on the tree. I'm not going to crawl up there and see what it says, but those look like Matson Lumber's. Matson Lumber's boundary markers. And here's a ribbon. I will leave the GPS waypoints of those two marks in the video description, because right down here is a walk-in fishing permitted sign, which you typically find on private property. All right. I'd say that's mission accomplished. Now all I got to do is walk about 2 miles back to my Jeep. So if I encounter anything exciting in the meantime, I'll be back. Otherwise, I'll see you back there. I think this is really pretty right here today, with the blue sky and the pine trees and these couple of dead trees right here. I just had a deer, a big doe behind me, thrashing around through the woods, wanting to cross the trail but didn't want to do it when I was around. So onward I go. Leave her alone, I guess. I thought it'd be kind of nice to get some wildlife in video, but of course they don't cooperate. Did I mention I saw a big pile of bear poop when I first started out? Yeah, I've heard of people having bear encounters down here, but I've done a lot of miles on this trail and I've never seen one, of course. Pretty day. I'm back out in the sun where it's a little warm, but by golly, it's still cold in the shade. I got about 1.25 miles to go, I think. Hitting the home stretch now. I don't know, I may have to walk a few circles up here to make 5 miles once I get to the Jeep. I'm gonna blast you with the sun again. Sorry. What a problem to have, huh? The sun's shining right up the creek valley, so let's take a spin here and see how it looks. Oh yeah. I hope this looks good on camera. If I show you the other side, you're going to be looking right into the sun. You're not going to see anything. The sun's nice and warm, but we're about to go back into the refrigerator of the shade. Here we are, back to the parking lot, 4.8 miles. I did see other people out there, family on bicycles and a guy walking, and this must be where they started. Okay, mission accomplished. I'm pretty sure I'm accurate with my boundary marks on that conservancy land, so that's what I came down here to figure out. Now I'll email them and confirm that's where the posts are, and I'm kind of curious if that extends to the other side of the creek. All right, yeah, all that was North Country Trail miles too, so I think I'm probably up to like 182 for the year, somewhere thereabouts. I'll put that in the video description too, because I'm not really sure. I have to look in my book. All right, until next time, from the Sandy Creek Trail and North Country Trail, we will see you later.